on behalf of my authors. Also on behalf of my co-authors, Jelena Bolonkina and Andrey Kolesnikov. Greeting from the German Baltic Sea, close to Ankara, Batumi, Bucharest, and all colleagues from other countries. First of all, a small correction of the title of my paper. Bosporan Kingdom and not Empire must be read. I don't want to scare you right away, but as an impetus, I will start with a Latin sentence to explain the subject.
We have to maximize your screen again.
Colleghi carissimi et carissimi, subjectum orationis meas ignorare ansarum amphorarum alienum de excavationibus de regioni regnibus Bosporani sunt. And now in English. The Bosporan Kingdom is one of the ancient states that have shaped the political and economic life in the Pontic region over the centuries. Its heyday is comprised a large territory, the whole of Crimea and the east coast of Miletus, to the mouth of River Tanais, with the town of the same name. Among the colonies founded here by the Greeks must be mentioned Pentikapion, Tiritaki, Myrmekion, Myrmekion, on the European side of the Sumerian Bosporus, on the Crimea.
Maximize your screen. Sorry to interrupt you. You have to press again the button for maximize your screen.
Oh, yeah.
This one. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Among the colonies founded here by the Greeks must be mentioned Pentikapion, Tiritaki, Myrmekion on the European side of the Sumerian Bosporus on the Crimea, Phanagaraia Hermanasa Kepoi, Gorgipeia on its Asian side, peninsula of Taman, and now at Fontes. There are about 33,000 ceramic stamps of different production centers. These are kept on the depots of the Archaeological Museum in Kerc, ancient Pentikapion. Only a little part of this has been till now examined and published. Most of these pieces belong to the well-known production and import centers of the ancient world, such as Rhodes, Tarsus, Sinope, Heraclea, etc. In the most of the cases represent common matrices. During the working with the materials from various excavation campaigns, especially in the European part of the Bosporan Kingdom, we succeeded in locating of completely new, previously unknown types from the group of incertorum locorum. In this paper, I excluded the stamps from Western Mediterranean area, Carthage, Graecia Magna, probably Massilia. This topic will be covered in a special later publication. During the analyzing of the individual amphora handles, we proceeded from the consistency of the clay and the identity or equality with the known specimens, the comparison with the coin types, or the similarity of legends. I would like to present you today the first results of this project. In this selection, we have refused to date each stamp individually and only point out that the most part of them belongs to the Hellenistic period. After the brief introduction, I would like to start with the European part. Akanthos. In addition to the widespread pieces, I would like to show you the less known stamps, e.g. unclear sign and DE, number 1. A touch and abbreviation, DMA, the abbreviation of the ethnicon of the polis in the form Akan or AK, 6 and 5. Further, there are some other monograms which can be assigned to this production center according to the criteria, clay consistency, morphology of profile parts already mentioned above. Mende. The stems of this center are not uncommon finds in the region. Mostly they are abbreviation of names, ligatures, monograms. We would like to show two specimens, 1 and 5, which both represent Schule rare coin types. The first of these items, Dionysus lying on the Danke, number 1, has been founded in the northern Pontic era only one time before in Olbia Pontica. Tarsus. There are probably two new types of the late period which are presented here. Meniscus with an amphora as sign and Satyrus and Gorgos Tarsian with a leaf. Group of palmeniscos. This amphora spread across the Aegean and Black Sea basins in the Hellenistic period. The location of this production center is disputed, and various scholars suggest Macedonia, not least because the huge amount was testified in Pella. Also, Torona, Miliboia, and Mende as possible centers of origin of these stems were named. Noteworthy in our selection are the rare matrices with the legend Nico, maybe Nikos or Nicostratus, 4 and 5, and the completely preserved amphora neck of Mykionos. At least one part of the stems of Palmeniscus group was on vision attributed by Totko Stoyanov to Mesembria and Troas. Ainos. It has been passed not a long time ago at this production center was located. There are two new matrices in our collection. The first of these is also known on the completely preserved amphora of Tarsus type in the collection of the State Hermitage in St. Petersburg, published by Sergei Monakhov and his team. The second one includes, obviously, in the brief form, the ethnicon of the polis. Two other pieces, which in our opinion contains the abbreviation of the ethnicon, are rare. First one, Uranion. This location was suggested, in my opinion, first by Jan Buzek. The other polis name is Orgame. This one, situated to the north of Histria, was a colony of Miletus founded in the 6th century BC. Oesime, the name of another polis in Thrace in the form Osimion, written retrograde, is an ethnicon too. The islands of Kerkyra and of Lefkas in the Ionian archipelago is represented in our selection with each one stem. The stems amphora handles from these centers are known in the excavation collections from Athens. They were found for the first time not only on the northern Black Sea coast, but probably throughout the Pontic region. Samos. In addition to the well-known specimens, e.g. from the Heraion of Samos, there is a new variant with grape on the amphora of mushroom time. It's possibly that the ligature eta rho denotes the workshop of Heraion of Samos. Chios. We have two rare examples of Chios, a double stamp on the handle of Elaginos, number 4, with a well-known Chiotic name Hikesios, accompanied by a trident and a dolphin. Next to it, is the imprint of gem with a bathing woman and a tree. It's worth to point out that the other stamp is impressed on the lower part of the handle. 5. Furthermore, the stamp with the name Sotson belongs to the Roman imperial period, number 6. Ikos and Paros. In the case of the stamps from Ikos and Paros, with partly different matrices, I would like to refer to the completely preserved neck of an amphora from Paros, 1. Another one with a stamp across the handle, number 4, and to a new name where 4 first letters, Xan or similar, can be read, number 3. Kos. In contrast to many truly inaccurate stamps from Kos, our copy is in a greater degree of work of art. It shows the symbol of the polis, a crep, and an abbreviation, Bo. Rhodes and his Peraia. There are early Rhodian types here, including a new name of manufacturer Miletus. The term is used here only as terminus technicus. Number 5. Also, a less common stamp from the Rhodian Peraia, number 6, is presented here. In Asia Minor are located 7 production centers, which are more or less well known. For the first time, it was possible to determine in the North Pontic region the stamps of Miletus and probably Panormus, number 5, localized by Gerhard Jorens in the materials from the German excavations in Miletus. The coin types 2 and 3, which the remains of the letters of the name Ul or Urul as a section Perulas, is especially interesting, number 1. Here we also have a completely preserved neck of Milesian amphora with the stamp of Bionis. Further should be mentioned the stamps of Nicandros group, one example, or Erythrae. Alexandria Troas and Ilion with the name Apelles, and of Pergamum. They are well known in the Mediterranean area, but very rare in Pontic one. Pamphylia. The specimens of this production center or centers were found also for the first time in the Pontic region. The first stamp provides a new pair of names, Epsimonus Mosion, based on the similarity of the letters and the consistency of the clay. We would be careful to attribute 3 other stamps as Pamphylia. Oops. Finally, one type from the neighborhood of Tarsus is to be think about. So, moving to the conclusion, it's difficult to say whether all the amphora with the stamps listed here reach the region indirectly, especially in the case of unique and rare specimens, where the tradition of making of amphora has not been used regularly. Any conclusions are too hasty. In contrast to this, it's quite possible that Akanthos, Erythrae, Miletus belonged to the tradition mentioned above and had directly trade relations with the North Pontic region. Thank you very much for your attention.